Hello and welcome back to No Bullshit. Today we're finally chiming in on this NFL story, the whole protesting the national anthem shit. What once started as a few players kneeling for Black Lives Matter, a joke activist group by the way, based on lies and propaganda, but that's besides the point. Colin Kaepernick's misguided protests have turned into a whole different beast this week after Trump spoke about the issue last Friday, saying kneelers should get fired in his own signature brass way.
He's gonna say, that guy that disrespects our flag, he's fired. And that owner, they don't know it. They don't know it. They're friends of mine, many of them. They don't know it. They'll be the most popular person for a week. They'll be the most popular person in this country because that's a total disrespect of our heritage. That's a total disrespect of everything that we stand for.
Everyone's heard about this part so far. Everyone and their mother is talking about how Trump is supposedly meddling in the NFL. How Trump says people should get fired. Hell, some even say Trump is anti-free speech. Give me a fucking break. Let me tell you what he means, lefties. God damn, I'm starting to feel like I'm a Trump whisperer or some shit. These normies need a translator. I mean, I think most people get Trump, that's why he won the election, but many still do not. So their misinterpretations are either them being wrong all the time, or them taking it the wrong way to try and make the president look bad. Let's go ahead and give them the benefit of the doubt. Let's assume they just don't get it. Let me tell you what Trump's doing. Basically, he's just criticizing the NFL publicly. Sure, it's a bit bully-like, the public shaming part of it, but Trump isn't all wrong. The NFL's ratings are down, and I think it's their fault too. The NFL's becoming way too political here, and when Trump says a coach or owner should start firing players, I think that's those people's rights. They have the right to free speech just like the company has the right to fire them, and I do think an owner or coach who stepped up would become popular and famous for the weak. Americans tend to get behind people who take a stand, especially when you're standing up for the American flag and the national fucking anthem. I mean, that's just a gimme.
Okay? Everything that we stand for. And I know we have freedoms and we have freedom of choice and many, many different freedoms. But you know what? It's still totally disrespectful. And you know, when the NFL ratings are down massively,
So this was the biggest line people were criticizing Trump for this week, and I have to say I'm not very impressed. Not to mention they totally ignore the other parts of what he said. Trump goes on to criticize the NFL for too many penalties as well.
This because, you know, today if you hit too hard, right? They hit too hard, 15 yards, throw him out of the game. They had that last week. I watched for a couple of minutes, and two guys just really beautiful tackle. Boom, 15 yards. The referee gets on television. His wife is sitting at home. She's so proud of him. They're ruining the game.
So there were other criticisms, but most people didn't want to hear it. Next, after this speech on Friday, things got real interesting at the NFL. Every single player decided to kneel for the anthem in protest of Trump's remarks. You can't make this shit up, folks. I mean, it makes for a good story. I'm happy to cover it here, but if we're being honest, I wasn't going to talk about this NFL bullshit at all until today. I thought it was a bit silly, even for my show. Overpaid millionaires protesting the country that made them rich and famous? I mean, come on. There is some irony there, but I was originally not going to give the NFL the attention it was so desperately grasping for. Let's be real. This kneel-a-thon was a fucking publicity stunt. The NFL ratings were tanking and they got bashed by Trump and then they got real desperate. But instead of going patriotic and defending the flag like Trump said they should, the NFL doubled down and had the entire league kneel in solidarity. Dumb fucks. Well, almost everyone kneeled, except one player from the Steelers who had enough balls to respect his country, which he served in multiple tours in Afghanistan. This guy is a fucking hero. Colin Kaepernick is a goddamn pussy. Half-black loser piece of shit. This douchebag was raised by white people for Christ's sake. And now he wants to be all Black Lives Matter? What a front. Anyway, back to the NFL. The Monday night game had an interesting twist on this protesting the national anthem sitch. You see, the Dallas Cowboys found a clever way to please both sides. At their game, they not only kneeled before the anthem like almost every other team, but they also got up and stood for it as a sign of respect. Which, by the way, the NFL must have hired some choreographers for all this shit. All these big dudes locking arms and standing and kneeling together. There were like 2 or 3 different versions of it as well. I feel like at least one team was gonna break out into song. All this choreography looked a lot more ridiculous than people think. I mean, the pictures on the news and Twitter, they look pretty serious and dramatic, but when you see those teams trying to kneel and hold hands and sit down and shit live on TV, it looks a little fucking gay.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light?
Back to the Cowboys and their clever trick though. This was a genius move by the Cowboys owner Jerry Jones. They not only participated in the kneeling and supported the protesters, they also stood up for the anthem and showed their support for American patriots as well. It's pretty much a win-win. And this little trick got Trump's attention, which is why he tweeted this. But while Dallas dropped to its knees as a team, they all stood up for our national anthem. Big progress being made. We all love our country. Goddamn right we do. And this is where we get Trump's progress with beating the NFL. He started out by criticizing them for its lame pussy-ass protests. They doubled down and the ratings went down too. Next, the Cowboys all stand up for the anthem, and the crowd fucking loved it. The ratings went through the roof as well.
What so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming.
And now we are one step closer to the whole NFL standing for the anthem again. That was Trump. Trump is making moves and the Patriots are starting to back him up. No wait, the Cowboys are trying to back him up, but the Patriots didn't kneel as well. You guys know what I mean. I hate to say it, but it looks like Trump is unstoppable. He took the whole Republican Party out in the primaries, including the Bush dynasty. Next, he took the whole country and won the presidential election, defeating the Clinton dynasty, who I think are also vampires. I'm not really sure how far back that goes. Anyways, when Trump beat Clinton, her fans were literally crying in disbelief. And in office, Trump has been reshaping the country for the better as well, across the board. And this week, he appears to have set his sights on the NFL. And hey, it's their own fault, really. If they had their shit together and were doing well, I'm sure this wouldn't even be an issue. But when they've got failing ratings, pussified penalties, and kneeling for the goddamn flag of your country, then you got some splaining to do, NFL. What do you guys think? Is this football political drama ever going to end? When can we get back to just watching sports for the fun of it? I really think the news cycle just needs something different to talk about this week, especially since that black Sudanese immigrant shot up a white church this weekend around the same time as this. Coincidence? I think not. Did anyone else notice how none of the media is really covering that black on white mass shooting? But everyone's talking about the NFL, huh? I wonder why. Comment your thoughts below and thanks for watching No Bullshit. Bye-bye. Also, quick announcement. I've posted my first face reveal as promised. There are pics up on our Patreon page. Link below if you want to go check it out. We want to thank you guys so much for helping support the show and reaching our first Patreon milestone. Hopefully we can keep growing and we can get to that No Bullshit movie by the end of the year. Thanks again for watching and supporting. See y'all next time.
I let it go back to when we played as kids, but then changed. That's the way it is. Come on, come on.
That's just the way it is. Things will never be the same.
One more thing, I want to give a special thanks to these amazing Patreon supporters. You guys are the best. You guys went above and beyond the rest, and I love you so much for it. If anyone else wants to donate or join our Patreon crew, link in the description. Thanks again.
But you know what's hurting the game more than that? When people like yourselves turn on television and you see those people taking the knee when they're playing our great national anthem. The only thing you could do better is if you see it, even if it's one player, leave the stadium. I guarantee things will stop. Things will stop. Just pick up and leave. Pick up and leave.